In this video, I am going to do a quick review of converting between radical form and rational exponent form. So if we have x to the 1/2 power, the 1/2 is the exponent, and we would call that a rational exponent. A rational exponent is simply a fractional exponent. And the way that we convert this into its radical form is we have to understand that the numerator, the 1, represents the power, and that the denominator, the 2, represents the root of our radical. So in radical form, we would have x to the 1st power, because the numerator of the rational exponent is a 1, and the root of the radical is a 2, because the denominator of the rational exponent is a 2. So once again, the denominator becomes the root and the numerator becomes the power. And of course, this we would simply write as the square root of x. And so this is an important one to just kind of keep in mind, that x to the 1/2 power is the same thing as the square root of x. This procedure applies to any variable raised to any type of a rational exponent. In this particular case, the 2 is the power. So in radical form, we would have x to the 2nd power, and the 3 is the root, so we would have the 3rd root. Now, you could also write this as the cubed root of x, and then put the whole thing in parentheses and square it. It doesn't matter. The first version is implying that we're squaring first and then taking the cube root. Here it's implying that we're taking the cube root and then squaring, but either way, this is the same thing as x to the 2/3 power. Let's do one more. Let's say we have z to the 5/9 power. Well, that would simply be written as z to the 5th power, and we're taking the 9th root. Or we could say the 9th root of z, all raised to the 5th power. Let me make that look a little bit less like 9. It's the 9th root. Now, we should be able to go the other way as well. So if you are starting off with a radical, let's say we have y to the 2/7, and so we have y squared in the 7th root. This would simply be y to the 2/7 power. Or if we had z to the 4th root, and all of this is being cubed, then we would write this as z to the 3/4 power. Okay, I'm going to give you an exercise. I'm going to have a few problems here to do. I would suggest that you stop the video and do the problems, and then start the video and see how you did. So number 1, convert these to rational exponent form or radical form, whatever form they're not currently in. So x, here we have this one, 2, let's take z to the 7/8 power. And number 3, let's have q to the cube root, all raised to the 2nd power. So stop the video, do these 3 problems, and then see how you did. Okay, so the first one, it's in radical form. In rational exponent form, this would be x to the 3/5 power. Number 2 is in rational exponent form. In radical form, it would be z to the 7th power, and then the 8th root. And the third one is in radical form. We would write this as q to the 2/3 power. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video.